making us dinner, but I thought maybe while she was doing it, I would make us a cocktail. I'm gonna make a cosmopolitan. Now this is an oft-maligned drink. A lot of people think it's just for women because it's pink, but the honest truth is it's an absolutely delightful cocktail. And it just happens to be the absolute favorite of my young friend Samantha Hyam from San Diego, who just celebrated her 21st birthday. Now, you might be thinking, how do I know it's her favorite drink if she just turned 21? And the answer is, we met their family last summer in France, where the legal drinking age is 18, and I made them for her there. And her parents, of course, let her have them in moderation. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to start with a couple of martini glasses, and I'm just going to put an ice cube in each one of these glasses just to cool it off a little bit. You might even want to like spin it around and get some water flow going in there, but the bottom line is let's chill those glasses a little bit. Next thing we want to do is lime juice. If you've seen my previous videos, you saw me cut limes like this. We took one end off, took the other end off, cut it in half, cut it in half again, then we make a notch and cut it in half one more time. What that does is give us a perfect lime for a garnish slice. But that's not what we're going to do this time. Instead, this time, we're going to take our lime, cut the ends off it to make it fit a little bit better, cut it in half, and then we're going to take a good quality juicer and squeeze it. We're looking for about 15 ml of juice. These aren't particularly juicy limes, so I'm going to have to use a couple of sections. Let's take that half I had left over here. Okay, that's about 15 ml of juice. All right. Okay, so now we've got our fresh lime juice. The next thing we want to do is put some ice in our shaker glass. Go ahead and load it up. And we're going to do 15 ml. That's the small size of my jigger, our fresh lime juice that we just started with. 15 ml of fresh lime juice. We're also going to add 15 ml of Cointreau. Now, you can use other orange liqueurs, but I prefer Cointreau. So about 15 ml of Cointreau. And that's half an ounce if you're using the American standard. We also need about 30 ml, that's just the other side of the jigger, of cranberry juice. So, turn the jigger over, 30 ml cranberry juice. Great. And finally, 45 ml of vodka. This is going to make 2 drinks, by the way. So it's the big side with vodka, and then the small side for a total of 45 ml. Okay. Pour that off into your shaker, give it a good smack, locks it down. Got a good shake. Okay, now to get the shaker loose, there's a little trick. You find the edge that's widest, and you smack that spot with the ball of your hand, that pops it loose. Now, if you had one of those strainer things, you could rest it on the top and pour through the strainer, but that just messes something up, and I don't have a strainer thing. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to use a method called shake and break, where basically you make a little crack, and you pour the liquid out. The crack allows the liquid to come through, but it doesn't let the ice run out to splash around in the glass. So, last thing we need is a garnish. In this case, we're going to use an orange peel. I've got an orange peeler here. I'm just going to take a nice big chunk of orange peel, like this. I'm going to take my knife, slice it in half long ways, so I get 2 nice big twists like this, and I'm going to give them a twist over the glass. Now, the peel looks pretty, but more importantly, what happens when you twist this is it releases the orange oil from the orange. It sprays over the top of the drink, and what you end up with is an extra little layer of flavor on top of the cocktail. So, a couple of cocktail napkins, because you never want to put a drink down just on a hard surface. And there you go, 2 perfect cosmopolitans. Actually, one more important thing. Oh, it's delicious. One of yours is ready.
Tonight, I've decided to make a really simple and really easy meal. and it happens to be one of George's favorites. It's a noodle fish bowl. What I want to do is get all my ingredients out and ready to go before I even start cooking, so that I don't have to worry about making sure I have that while my meal is cooking. So I'm going to use a knob of ginger, and again, ginger to taste. George likes a lot, so I'll use more than the average bear. I'll probably use, again, about 4 cloves of garlic, but to your taste. You can leave it out if you don't like garlic. I'm going to use some red pepper. Again, I like things spicy. You might not. And finally, I'm going to use finally of my fresh ingredients, I'm going to use some scallions or green onions, which I'll add at the very end. The other thing I'm going to use is ramen noodle packs. Our college dorm food that has been recreated a million times. Ramen is really popular now, but it's so easy to use that it cooks in 3 minutes. So how bad can it be? I'm going to use the pack. I'm going to throw away the flavoring. It's just salt anyway, and you can make a better flavoring on your own. So the first thing I'm going to do is start chopping my ingredients. Now, as with the ginger, I'm going to start on the garlic. I'm going to use, like I said, 3 cloves. And again, you want them both pretty finely diced. You could even grate them if you want. Okay, so I've got everything chopped and ready to go. Over here, I've got all the spices and sauces I'm going to use. Again, everything is out and ready for me to cook with. The next thing I need to do is get my fish ready. I'm going to preheat the oven to, it's 180 here. I think that's 350 Fahrenheit. So here's my fish. I'm using a white fish. It's called basa. You can use salmon or halibut, I mean, whatever fish you like. I'm going to take some olive oil, sprinkle a little olive oil on it, salt, and pepper. I'm going to turn them over. And do it all over again. Okay, salt and pepper on the other side, and now I'm going to put some ginger and garlic on the fish. Again, just to your taste. baking it, and it'll probably bake for about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, with the fish in the oven, I'm ready to start on the noodles part of the dish. I'm going to take some olive oil, and again, just a tablespoon maybe two, coating the bottom of the pan with it. I'm going to get my olive oil hot so that it's, but not smoking, just a little hotter than normal. And I'm going to add my ginger. And my garlic. I want them to saute for a couple of minutes just so that the aromatics come out of them a little bit. But be careful because you don't want to burn the garlic, because then it just gets bitter. Okay, while those are cooking up, I'm going to open up my noodles. I'll probably use 2 packs of these for the 2 of us. And again, the flavoring packet, I don't use it all. But, yeah. And the garlic and the ginger are nice and not done, but aromatic. So I'm going to add the noodles and let those sit in the garlic and ginger for a little while, about a minute, and then I'll add the rest of my spices. So I mix the garlic and ginger in with the noodles well. Then I'm going to add some soy sauce, and I usually eyeball this, but I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, and a teaspoon of fish sauce, which is just flavor it. Mix that up just a little bit. Again, just get the noodles coated. And then I'm going to add chicken stock. Now, you can add homemade chicken stock, or you can add chicken stock from a packet, whatever works for you. But I usually try to find chicken stock, if I'm using a packet, that has, again, less sodium. Trying to cut down the salt, because most of these chicken stocks are all salt. Okay, now I'm just going to let that absorb, let my noodles absorb the chicken stock, wait for my fish to be finished, and then we'll put it all together. All right, so I've been tasting it while it's cooking, and I've added a little bit more soy sauce, a little bit more vinegar, again, to your taste. So be sure to taste it while it's cooking so that you can adjust it to your flavors. So I'm going to turn the oven off so that the fish doesn't overcook. And I'll bring this over. And I want to split up the noodles first. And I like my ramen noodles soupy. A lot of people prefer them drier. Again, you can change how much chicken stock you use. I've added about 2 cups personally, but change that as you care to. It's what makes this dish so easy. All right, and now I'm just going to add the soup like this. Take the fish out. And I split it up into pieces and just spoon it right on top. I add a sprinkle of sesame oil to each, and then I'll add a couple of pieces of red pepper just to flavor it some. And the green onion on top. All right, we're ready to go. George, dinner's up. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's saying what?
I don't know. Well, bon appetit.
Is it right?
Yes.
Okay. Bon appetit. Thanks for joining us.
Don't forget to subscribe below, and we'll see you next time.
I'm digging in.
How is it?
It's fun.
And you're supposed to say, it's delicious.
Oh.